Pull up a chair. This weekend, the Navy picked the 4th of July to announce it had recruited its 45,000th sailor of the year, 3 months ahead of schedule. Good. That is 45,000 people who raised their right hand, and the recruiters who worked for every one of them. Nothing I am about to say takes 1 inch of that away from them. But the story told around those sailors this weekend is a different thing, and it is not true. So let's do the after-action report. Here is the line, exactly. And the man who set the terms. In his State of the Union in February, the President said, quote, "Every branch of our armed forces is setting records for recruitment. Every branch. Records. Not strong, not recovering. Records. All time. Top of the mountain." The Defense Secretary has carried it since, calling it a historic, record-breaking surge. So before that word gets a roar this weekend, let's read the record it is standing on. Start with what is actually true, because a lot of it is. The recovery is real. The Army recruited about 62,000 this year, up from around 55,000 the year before, and about 50,000 the year before that. That line goes up, and it goes up hard. Anyone who tells you recruiting is still in the ditch is selling you something. It climbed. The only question is whose climb it is and when it started. And the climb has a launch date with a name on it that is not on any podium this weekend. The Army's own Chief of Staff dates the reforms behind the turnaround to 2022. New prep courses, a restructured recruiting command, changes to the medical waiver process, and the recovery peaked before the vote. Army recruiting hit its high point in late August of 2024, months before a single ballot was cast. The line was already climbing. It did not wait around to be handed to anybody. So here is where the word records falls apart, and I am not the one saying it. The Pentagon is. Their own celebratory release has a title, and the title is the whole case. Quote, "Fiscal 2025 sees best recruiting numbers in 15 years. 15 years. Read that again. Best in 15 years, by definition, means the last 15 years each had a year that beat it once. That is a strong year. It is not an all-time record, and the Pentagon's own paperwork does not claim one. And every branch fails on the same page. That same Pentagon release says the reserve components all met their targets, except the Army Reserve. Except. And the Army Reserve finished the year at 75% of its goal, off by a quarter. You cannot build a sentence on the word every and then have your own release name the branch that missed by 25 points. That is not a rounding error. That is the claim contradicting itself in its own footnote. Now here is the part that turns a spin job into something worse, and it is why I called this in. 2 days ago, I sat right here and took apart the harsher cousin of this claim, the one where nobody would join at all. Same theme, same recruiting numbers, and the exact opposite lie. Thursday, nobody would join. Today, the same numbers are the biggest in history. Same people, same climb, flipped 180 degrees to fit the day's speech. That tells you the numbers were never the point. The credit was. And watch how the goalposts moved, because that is the other tell. The Army's target the year it famously missed was 65,000. After that miss, the goal got cut to 55,000. This year, it stood at 61,000. So the number being celebrated cleared a bar that was lowered, then partly raised back up. Now the fair part. The fiscal 2026 goals were genuinely raised, and the services are beating those too, early. That is real progress. It just does not need the word record welded onto it. And this is the cost. The part that outlasts one speech. When you sell a strong year as an all-time record and people find out it was best in 15, they do not just discount that sentence. They start discounting the next one and the one after. The recruiting number, the readiness number, the casualty number. Cry record when it is best in 15 years, and you spend down the one thing a military statistic is supposed to have, which is that when it is bad, you can believe it too. The reformers get erased today, the trust gets spent tomorrow. So here is the honest assessment, and I am not softening it. The rebound is real. It is the best recruiting in 15 years. The fiscal 2026 goals got raised and beat early, and 45,000 sailors earned that milestone 3 months ahead of schedule. Be proud of it. Take the credit for the years you have held the watch. Just do not weld the word record onto it, because that steals the climb from the people who built it in 2022, and it teaches everybody watching to stop believing your numbers. The true version is a good story. It does not need the lie. Check the dates, not the applause. I'm Mark, and this is Pixel Politics.